Today is going to be all about Tadpole. So there she is. Now, the most exciting thing today, believe it or not, is this. This is the latest Aerogogo pump. I've actually sponsored these Kickstarter campaigns ever since they started up, right from that mini pump up to this one. Now, this one is supposed to be super duper quick at pumping stuff up, but not only that, it's supposed to pump things up to a much higher pressure as well. So maybe you can have your cake and eat it. So what we're going to do, we've got Tadpole down here. We're going to pump her up from nothing, and we're going to see how quickly this one does the job. So if we get it this way round, I've got my stopwatch here. You may not be able to see this, but I'm going to set this stopwatch up and get her pumped up, and then we'll see how fast this does it. Now, the record is 2 minutes 40 something with the predecessor pump to this. So it'll be really interesting to see if this actually does work. It is live, so I don't really know what's going to happen. I hope we're not really disappointed here. One thing I wanted to show you first was I've actually 3D printed this little attachment. So that goes into this side for inflating, this side for deflating. And I've actually got a special custom size here for going into the plug on the into the boat. So let's give it a go. In fact, the first test we're going to do is just to see if we can set this valve to closed, and this has enough pressure to blow this up with the valve closed, which is how you should do it. The previous pump, whilst it would pump this up to 95%, you had to have this valve open. Otherwise, it didn't have enough power to sort of open the valve to get the air in. So we'll give that a quick test first. Valve is closed. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that is working. That is working. So I'm just going to deflate this now. Just deflate it fully, so we're not. We're going to have a fair test, and now we're going to inflate it and time it. So you'll notice it has 2 speed settings. So you double click to get it going, and you have to click it again to get into the high speed. Right, are we ready? There we go. Oh, it looks quicker. And there we go. Oh. Well, that was bang on a minute, but there's a catch to this as well. That was bang on a minute, but because the valve is closed already, and because it's a higher pressure, that's you know, she's done. She's pumped up. So it's 1 minute, but I don't have to pump her up with my mouth a few times and you know, and faff around with the valve being open. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Should we see now if we can deflate her? Because if we can deflate her in about that time, that will be amazing. Because if we can deflate this so it's flat packed again, it will mean we can pack her away so much more easily. So let's do that. So we can let go of the valve we'll reset the timer, and now we've put the thing on the other side, and we're gonna deflate. There we go. She seems to deflate a lot quicker. That was 35 seconds, and look, she's pancake flat. Look at this now, look. We can now roll her up so much more easily, and in fact we can roll her up the way she kind of came. And then, look at that. That is amazing, isn't it? Look how flat she is. Now, we're going to do one more test, just because I'd like to just see. Let's just stop the stopwatch. This time, we're going to blow her up with the valve open like we normally do, just to see if she blows up a little bit quicker, or whether that minute is going to be the limit for us. Let's go. Right, let's get ready. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. So although she needs a little pump, because the valve was closed when I was blowing her up, she blew up in like 35 seconds. So having, the reason I did that was I could feel a little bit of air just escape, not much, but just a tickle of air escaping around here. And that was obviously that this was struggling to push the valve open fully. So I thought, maybe we'll try it without the valve, with the valve completely open like we normally do. And look at that, 35 seconds. Not only will this blow the Tadpole up in record time, but just think of the opportunities this is going to open for us. You know, I'm thinking bad weather. You know, if there's bad weather and we just decide we want to inflate Tadpole and maybe tow her on the sea, using her as almost like a life raft, we can do it, you know, that quickly. Because we can actually inflate her with the valve shut, we can actually inflate her for 20 seconds, do something, inflate her again, you know, and we know the air's not going to leak out. But the other thing is I've got some ideas about making some buoyancy for the boat, if and when, I'm going to say if, not when, but if she ever swamps, and this could be key to getting that to work. So yeah, I'm amazed at that. I'm so chuffed with this, and she's so hard and rigid there. So test one of the pump is a massive thumbs up. Now, the only downsides of this really are the size, and the fact that actually it's gone from 3 lights to 1 light very quickly. I did blow up a mattress, and I've blown her up twice and inflated her twice, deflated her twice. So yeah, you know, so there's more than enough in there to get her inflated for a trip. You charge up just via USB. But maybe we need to just check that battery's good. But other than that, brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. Job number 2 with Tadpole is we have got a bit of a problem here, haven't we? So I actually put these patches on and fixed her when we were on holiday in France. Now, unfortunately, I lent Tadpole out to somebody, and I don't think they got the memo about resting her on a very, very shelly beach. And what's happened is where that person's kind of got in and out of the of Tadpole, they've actually scratched and punctured Tadpole here. Now, there's no big holes. What happens is when you put a bit of pressure on this on the water, you see the water kind of bleeding through. So they're not hugely big, but they don't actually alter her ability to be used. You know, you can just bail her out, and she's fine. And the leaks are quite small, and she'll sit on the mooring all day long. And even if she was swamped, she'd still float. So, you know, but this is actually proper PVA repair glue, designed for PVC, sorry. And as you can see, it's completely and utterly rubbish. So I got it cheap from Sea Screw, and now I know why. So my idea is, instead of patching up these little bits here, I was thinking maybe, because I've got a big sheet of PVC up there, I'm thinking we actually cut a sheet and actually put it in here like this and stick the whole thing down. Now, there's two reasons for that. One is, I think there's so many little marks here, I'm not entirely sure. Like, for instance, here, look, I don't think we got all the leaks. They do seem to all be up that end. There's a few little bits here, but this side, it's, you know, it's where you get up and stand. The other thing is, it would actually give her a little bit more reinforcement. So, you know, what I'm hoping is it won't be to the detriment of being able to fold her up, or, you know, obviously her be too heavy. So I think we're going to give it a go. I've just noticed something. So Tadpole's been blown up, and overnight, look at that, she's completely lost her pressure. I originally thought it was this wasn't in, and it was just maybe leaking from here. But this morning, I pumped her up again and made sure I'll come round here, I made sure that the bung was in, and this is the result of no more than a couple of hours, really. So maybe Tadpole's got a leak. Now, just cleaning around here, just heard something here. Hard to tell. So, I've been pressing around here. You may be able to hear this. There's definitely something around here. And there it is. Where is it? There. There, you can just see the... We just do that, look, there we go, you can see it now. Just there. That's just been all toweled down. There's just, you can never get things dry in the winter, but I've got to pretty much touch dry, and then all we need to do, I might just leave that on there for now just to mark out where those holes were. But what we'll need to do is just let her dry in here. It's nice and warm and dry in here. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back to this tomorrow.